watershed story. A watershed moment might be pivotal, but it might also be quiet and fleeting. It could be a monumentous occasion, a cause for celebration, an enormous triumph, or a small daily victory. A watershed moment could be a rekindling or an observation or a gathering. Any opportunity to relish with friends and family. It's whatever you choose to cheers to, who you're gathered around, and whatever's worth celebrating. We founded Watershed Distillery on the principles of community in 2010. We wanted to live in, work in, and contribute to the community in which we grew up. We aimed to create spirits and stood apart in quality and character. Along the way, we set out to form a community of our own, one that could gather together to savor, celebrate, and enjoy good spirits and company. We've grown from a tiny little still and 2 guys in jumpsuits to a dedicated team of over 40 people and 2 much larger stills. If you're ever in the area, stop by so we can introduce you to our team and pour you some of our award-winning bourbon. Creating it was our watershed moment, but we want to hear about yours.
Spirits of French Lick is proud to introduce the Matty Gladden Bottled and Bond Bourbon. This 4-year aged bourbon is double pot distilled and non-chill filtered and has a full-bodied mouthfeel with eucalyptus, molasses, clove, ginger, and slight citrus as well as grains of paradise. The finish is long and reappearing on the back of the tongue with notes of pepper, tobacco leaf, and mint green. All of our spirits are available for tasting and purchase inside the French Lick Winery and Distillery. Spirits of French Lick. Respect the grain, please enjoy responsibly, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Here we go.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't. Oh, if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die.
Thank you, Little Steve-O. Look him up online. Wonderful artist that does our cover. Welcome to Tiny's under 10-minute tasting. This is the first one that I've done of these. It's going to be a little rough to start off, folks. Eventually, I'm going to get a lot better. Remember, I am Tiny of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and we are everywhere. We podcast once or twice a week. Check us out on all podcast formats. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Patreon. We're pretty much on all social media. Check us out at www.scotchybourbonboys.com, where you can get great swag like t-shirts and Glencairns like I will be tasting in tonight. Now, this particular, I believe I did the right thing. The battery was dying on that. I'm going to try and do it. But for the first time, we're going to have the phone beep because this is non-edited tasting. And tonight we are tasting Ezra Brooks Distiller Collection single barrel from the Lux Row gift store shop. Now, this particular bourbon, Ezra Brooks, is a hand-picked from extraordinary barrels. It's charcoal mellowed. It's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It was hand-selected at the Lux Row Distillers Visitor Center, and it is 107 proof. Barrel number 7507121, and the barrel was filled on 10/4/2016. So 2016 is when the Lux Co opened, but this particular distillate would have been distilled by Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill has been doing Lux Co's, excuse me, Lux Co's distilling from the beginning. There for a while, they let John Rempe, the master distiller, come and distill over there. And now they distill at the Lux Co distillery there, right there in Bardstown, Kentucky. Now, we're going to get this real quick. I basically have my little tasting book, and I have tasting notes that I use for the podcast and whatnot. So I'll be doing that. The scale that I taste on is 1 to 100. And then also I have my whiskey tasting app. It's called Whiskey Log. You could check that out. And on their rating system, you get to do 0 to 100 on nose, taste, finish, and body. That's what we're going to be doing on the tiny tasting under 10-minute, the tiniest under 10-minute tastings. All right, let's get at this right away. I picked this up in September at the Lux Co distillery in the gift shop. I think what they've been doing, what Lux Co's been doing now, not just because that this is their plan. They've been purchased by MGP. But it seems so far that they've completely left everything alone. The Lux Co has a Rebel Yell is one of their brands. You got Ezra Brooks, you got Blood Oath. They put out so many, Davis County and Dave Nichols, I believe Dave Nicholson. So you've got all these different brands that they've been putting out, and then you've got their main brands, and this is from the Ezra Brooks collection, and there's also the Ezra 99, and then you've got this really cool Distillers Collection. Now, so when I get on the nose, I'm going to quick go through here, tell you the notes. Oh, I get a little bit, I get the corn, a little bit of rye. There's a little bit of rye spice in there. This is a 5-year-old bourbon. Caramel, vanilla, honey, maybe a little honeysuckle. A little bit of cinnamon toast crunch kind of cereal. It's not a hot cinnamon like a Red Hot in there. All right. A lot of times you can look at when you're tasting your Glencairns, if you pour out, I think I might, no, I didn't. You can actually roll the whiskey around in your glass, pick it up, and watch the legs form. This sticks to the glass nicely. Tonight I am tasting in a Scotchy Bourbon Boys Glencairn, courtesy of Martin Duffy, the Glencairn North American glass representative. He helped us, he's a Scotchy Bourbon Boy, and he helped us get these glasses. So that's really cool having a Scotchy Bourbon Boy glass of Glencairns. Taste. There's a little bit of oak. Ooh, first taste of whiskey I had. Something different on this. Corn pops. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting corn pops. It's pretty good. Corn pops. Some nice white spice on the back palate. Let's see what we got for a fish. Good hug at 107 proof. It should. All right. Finish is long, but a little bit oak. Maybe a tobacco. There's a hint of some tobacco on that finish. I get the cinnamon now. So I always find that when you're tasting with the and you're nosing, and when you first nose, that's the first thing you do when you pour in it. You get a nose, but then once you drink the bourbon and it's in your glass for a while, the nose always improves to me. Lots more richer caramels, vanillas, whatever's in there. Always see. So I always usually judge the nose off the third or fourth time that I'm nosing this bourbon. All right. There's even a little bit, I'm getting a little bit of peanut on there, on that finish now. Almost peanut butter. Like not a Skippy's peanut butter, but a natural peanut butter, no sugar. You get that little bit of peanut in there. It's a mid-range body. All right, so let's rate it real quick. On the nose, I was picking my bourbon of the year last night, and that nose was fantastic, easily a 25. I'm going to give this nose 15, 18, and 18. It's very oak, a little bit of oak, a little bit of caramel. I did get that little bit of cinnamon when I cinnamon toast crunch. Yeah, that's kind of not a hot cinnamon, a cinnamon like in cinnamon toast with some brown sugar. All right, so I give the nose an 18. The taste is delicious. I like it. I will give the taste a 21. A 21. Now the body on this one is probably the weakest. Now I got some corn pops on it too for the taste. I'm going to give the taste a 22. The body on this one at 107 proof, it's got a 3/4 body. So if you take 6 times 3 is 24, so 12. 6 times 4 is 24, and so 18. So the body on here is an 18. I'm going to give maybe a 17, because I think it's honestly the weakest part, the nose, and then what you got the finish, getting a little bit of that cinnamon on the finish. I'm going to give it a 20. I'll give it a 20. So on the first ever Tiny's under 10-minute tasting, I am going to give the nose 18, taste 22, a 20 on the I said a 21 on the finish, and then a 17 and a 21 on the finish, a 17 on the body, for a total of 76. So everybody, I give out of 100, I give the Davis County a 76 out of 100. My rating is based off of 50 is the average bourbon. So this is an above average bourbon. There's no doubt about it. It's delicious. 107. Anything over 75, in my opinion, if I'm giving the ratings, I would say that I'm suggesting that it's good enough, that I feel that it's good enough to go out and buy a bottle. If you ever get a chance to get this, I picked this up in the gift shop, but it's very delicious. It's available through the States from time to time. And with that said, this has been Tiny's 10. This has been Tiny's under 10-minute tasting. Probably the first one's a little bit longer, but let's have Steve-O take us back out. Let's with some more little tones that we got. All right, here we go. Remember, everybody, good bourbon equals good friends and good times. And go out there and live.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't.
Well, there it goes. It died completely. Good night, everybody. Dant Crossing, Gethsemane, Kentucky. Timeless hospitality that stirs the spirit. Dant Crossing is a one-of-a-kind destination for unforgettable weddings, memorable corporate events, day trips, and weekend getaways. The pastoral campus is anchored by Log Still Distillery and includes an amphitheater that seats 2,000, a 12-acre lake for fishing, and unique lodging options, creating an immersive experience that's rooted in the community and culture of our little slice of Kentucky. More attractions will open soon at Dant Crossing, including our 21,000 square foot distillery, which we will have the ability to produce 15,000 barrels of spirit each year, a network of wooded walking trails, fully functional private train depot, farm-to-table restaurant, and the Legacy, a premier wedding and events venue. Whether you're looking to host an event, book a stay, or reserve a tasting, we're ready to welcome you. Learn more at dantcrossing.com.